Welcome, everyone. Lynn here. I'm really happy to be with you tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, wherever you happen to be in whatever time zone. Really looking forward to having a nice foot soak and lovely meditation. We've also got a nice excerpt of a talk by Shri Mataji talking about what comes after. So that's also very interesting to listen to. So let's just get in the mood and maybe close our eyes, take our attention inside, just see how we're feeling. Take a few deep breaths. Hope you've got your foot soak, if you're having it now, beside you. But let's raise our Kundalini with our hands the way we normally do. Left hand rising up and the right winding around that left hand. Tying a knot at the top. Second time, almost there. 2 knots. We really want to keep our attention up on our 7th chakra, the Sahasrara. And then 3 knots. And putting on our bandhan, our protection, 7 times over and back with that right hand. Really focusing on what we're doing so we can feel the increase in our vibrations. Approximately 7. If we lose count, that's okay. Our attention on our breathing again. Just feel where we're at. And let's just give a bandhan to the water. There is a mantra that Rita did for us on Wednesday, which was to the ocean, Shri Samudya Devata Sakshat. So if you're remembering mantras at this stage, you can say that mantra to yourself, or simply just do 7 circles on the water. And let's bring that bucket carefully in front of us and place our feet in the bucket with water that's appropriately cool or warm, depending how we're feeling and what our atmosphere is like. Still focusing on our breathing. Just holding your hands up at the level of your heart. Just focus on what you're feeling in your hands. If one is heavier than the other, one hand you may feel something, one you may not be feeling anything. So we'll just try to balance ourselves. We'll do the balancing technique, which is having the left hand open and the right one down towards the earth. And we're just letting our Mother Kundalini clear our left side, the emotions, our habits, our thoughts of the past. Just letting everything go into the ocean, into the bucket, into the earth through that hand that's pointing towards the earth. I'll just play a little bit of the ocean at Ganapadapule. There's about 6 minutes, which can just be a background while we're foot soaking. people foot soaking at Ganapatapula beach. You can be transported to the ocean. And with our right hand down towards the earth, the ocean. You might start to feel that left hand feeling quite pleasantly cool. To the right side now, so we'll put the right hand open on our lap and we'll bend the left hand with the palm behind us. Now have two hands open on our lap. Just taking our attention to our Muladhara chakra where we're seated. We can just ask Sri Ganesha, who is Shri Mataji, son of Shri Mataji, please be present in my Muladhara chakra. Please strengthen my wisdom and innocence so that I feel the joy of your presence. We'll just sweep down from the nabi from behind, down the legs into the bucket. So we're clearing those lower chakras just with our two hands behind us. We're taking our attention up, stomach region, upper and lower stomach, the nabi and the solar stone. Just sweeping down, massaging with our two hands into the bucket. Bringing our hands back in our lap. Our right hand will sweep up through the central channel, grazing our Kundalini up to the Sahasrara. One more time through the central channel with the hand touching the top of our heads. Do it again. We're taking our attention back up onto Sahasrara. Put our right hand on our heart on the left hand side. And the affirmation is excellent. And feels good. So that's quite a few times to yourself. And feels good. The attention's on in Sahasrara. Your hand is on the heart. While we're here at the heart, let's take our two hands open up the level of our heart and just see how your hands are feeling now. They're feeling even. Are you feeling any tingles under your fingers? Two fingers, two same fingers, then that's the central channel. Now you can sort of start to feeling all nice now. Doing a little bit of the Shuddhi chakra, so the two pointer fingers. I'm just going to place my right hand. I'll just stop sharing that ocean now. Go to a photograph of Shri Mataji. So I'm putting my hand on my throat at the center. Shri Mataji, in your form of Shri Krishna, Shri Radha and Shri Krishna, please give me the quality of witnessing the drama and not reacting. I'm just trying to play a little bit of flute for you here as well. Let's go to the left side of the Vishuddhi and just give a little massage to that neck, shoulder region with the affirmation that I'm not guilty. A few times, I'm not guilty. And the right hand on the left shoulder neck region, give a little massage there. Shri Vittala and Shri Rukmini. We want to give us the quality of sweetness in our words and thoughts. Now, not reacting, that we don't get angry with the drama of life. Let's raise our Kundalini up again to our Sahasrara, just touching the Sahasrara. Just see your hands again. And up to the Agya chakra, just with your right hand, the palm on your forehead, just bending your forehead and dropping it into that palm. I forgive everyone, and I forgive everything, and I forgive myself. And from behind, let's take our head back into the palm of the hand. And here, of course, if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. Hand up on the top of our head, pressing the center of our palm into the center of our sasrara. Just massaging a little, moving the scalp. Raising the hand, let's see if we can feel that Kundalini coming out of the top of our head. And try with the other hand. Feels quite nice from my side. Hope you're also feeling nice. Just see your hands again. Yeah, it feels good to me. So we'll go by what I'm feeling. So if you just want to rinse your feet, have your towel, paper towel. And just move the bucket aside. Just sit for a few moments, feeling the vibrations. So we'll just stay in our meditative state and listen to this excerpt. It's about 20 minutes of a talk from 1981, Shri Mataji talking about what comes after, and getting our self-realization is the start of our journey. So let's just hear what she has to say.
Sit down, please be seated.
Lovely umbrella.
Really beautiful. बोला काय बोलत होते
हाँ?
आपण बोला नाही बोलून घ्या थोडं संपून घ्या सायलेन्स
सरसरा ओपन कसा व्हायला पाहिजे सायलेन्स सरसरा ओपन असायला पाहिजे
बर हॅलो sit down. Modi must have told you very clearly about how to grow in Sahaja Yoga, because he is one of them who has really taken very positive steps to see that he grows. Now one has to understand one simple point about realization is that just mere awakening of the Kundalini is not sufficient. That's just the beginning. You get your realization, but you must become the tree. You have to grow. You have to become. If you cannot grow, then you have not achieved what you wanted to be. And you grow very fast. very fast with meditation and with understanding about meditation. Now, one of the few hurdles that we have, that I have seen it, that are innately built in Sahaja Yoga itself. One of them is that you get it spontaneously so easily that you take it for granted. This is in the pattern of it only innately built. You see, whatever you get so easily, you just take it for granted. But the another side of it is like that when you have your eyes, you don't know the value of your eyes. You take it for granted. But when you don't have them, then you know the value of eyes. It's like that. So when you lose vibrations and when you get out of Sahaja Yoga, then you start feeling much more lost. And then you come back to Sahaja Yoga again. Like a person becomes rich, he enjoys the riches, and then you make him poor, then he feels it more. So this is the correcting point. But it is very true that Sahaja Yoga has this thing innately built in itself, that it all happens very spontaneously and you get it for doing nothing at all. So maybe so many of you may lose it because you might find that it is just you've got it because of something. I have also known of people, they get vibrations and they say, now it's all right, I don't need Sahaja Yoga, I'm on my own. Again they are back like bad pennies with some troubles and some problems, and then they go ahead. Now I would say that Modi is one of those first 12 people who got realization. After 2 years I worked on them, while you got realization in such a short time. 2 years I worked on 25 people, out of which 12 got realization. You can imagine, 2 years. As I told you, in London I worked on 6 people for 4 years to give them realization. But once a certain number of people of a particular ideologies or permutations and combinations, once they get realization, I find the rate of realization increases very fast. Like formerly, we never used to have anybody in the program who has been to any other guru. Just avoid them. Even up to the point that this Modi himself used to tell people there's no program today, no program. And they would ring me up and find out that there was program and why they were not allowed. They said, Mother, we get headaches, you see, they break our necks and they just disturb us, they are good for nothing. But now, it's very different. Once we have built up our strength of collectivity, we have so many channels, things are working out very differently. So the value that Modi would attach to his realization is much more than you would attach normally. Because as you see, first even say to have an ordinary oil lamp was a problem. So the oil lamp was very important for people. They would see to it that they would not use out all the oil and they were so careful. But today we have no problem. We have got electricity, we take it for granted. Only when the electricity goes off we know what is electricity is. In the same way, your realization also, when it is lost, you understand the value of it. But supposing you have just touched it and then you lose it, then you do not understand. But if you have got it, you have enjoyed it and then you lose it, then you want it back again. So best thing is to be steadily moving towards your evolution. Now, after I go away, that's the fears people have here, that people start doubting. Said it happened with people. They started doubting. Doubting what? You are doubting yourself is the main point. You cannot believe that you can get realization. This is the basic. You see, to me, it seems that you feel that how can you get realization? Only those who are very highly realized souls know that you are realized, They know that you have been given realization. But they also sometimes ask me, why did you give them realization? What have they done? Because you also think that, we still have to look forward to something else. How can we get realization? This is the trouble. You don't believe in yourself. That's what, you have to have confidence in yourself. And then you will have confidence in me also. Because there are so many ways by which you can verify. First of all, you can ask questions to the photograph or to me in your heart about myself, my relationship, whatever you think could be, whatever you think, put your imagination and see that, what you think I could have been. Ask that question. Your vibrations will answer. Stretch your imagination to the last. What could be the last word you could think of me? You see, some people will put doubts saying that Kundalini awakening is very difficult, it's not easy. Yes, it's true. It's not easy. It's a very difficult thing for human beings. You just can't do it. It's a fact. You have to work for days with some guru in some jungle, all alone, seeing nobody, working out your chakras by chakras. Sometimes you have to starve, sometimes you have to eat, sometimes you have to breathe, you have to do all kinds of things, and then the guru can work out. But there could be someone who is somehow the master. Could be someone. Kundalini is the Holy Ghost within you. So there could be someone like that who can do the job. And that is what it is. These things put you into doubts because you can't believe it. In relation to yourself, you can't believe it. You can believe in God, you can believe in Holy Ghost, you can believe in Christ, but you cannot believe that it has any relationship with you, that you could be that great, that you could get your realization. So just feel it and enjoy it. First of all, don't think. That's why I say don't think. Because as soon as you start thinking, Mr. Thomas in you will get up and say that, hello, this cannot be self-realization. Mr. Thomas was great, you see. Christ had all the disciples, and I find all those types around, permutations and combinations. And some are Judas also, but they are rarely to be found. But there are, no doubt. And some are Thomases. And these Thomases are described as murmuring souls by Christ himself. He said these are murmuring souls, and they murmur. And one murmuring soul comes to you, another murmuring soul in you joins hands, and you start all murmuring together, start thinking. Now at that time, what have we to do on rational grounds? It's very simple. What have I done so far? I've done everything. Did I get cool breeze? Did I get my self-realization? Did I feel my own powers? Have I been able to feel myself and others? Because you are still, you see, not fully realized, you may not be able to feel the vibrations of another person. Neither you will be able to feel your own vibrations. But there are so many people here who are realized and they can feel yours. And they can verify. Supposing they ask you, how is your father? There was one gentleman in England, he came and told me, why everybody is asking me about my father? I said, because there's one particular center that's catching. And I called a child, I said, now tell me, what is the center catching? She pointed out this one. I said, this is the center. Everybody is catching on this center, this is the father center, so they are asking you about your father. He said, yes, he's dead and he died of cancer and he had this and that. And we had to treat. For example, anorexia is a disease, can be cured by curing this center. It's such a deep knowledge, and it is such a all-pervading knowledge, because once you know in a tree the sap that goes to all the leaves and all the ends of it, And if you can move with the sap, your attention can move with the sap, you can know the whole of the tree. You cannot know leaves and then know the tree. How many leaves can you count? But to know the tree, the best thing is to get to the sap. To treat a tree is best is to get to its sap, isn't it? In the same way, when you go from inside out, then you find that you know yourself and others very well. It's very simple. Even small children can do it. So the first doubt comes about yourself. Oh, this is one of them, because there's a guru shopping going on, you see. There's a guru shopping, there's a float. You go to one guru, to another, to ESPs and what you call them, all sorts of things, mediums and all sorts of things, they do with the dead bodies or anything. All these things you have been to and you have found it. So now suddenly you have to come to a temple where you don't pay anything and you just get the blessings. So you can't believe it, you just can't believe it. It's too much to believe. This is what happens. You get confused. You are already confused, but confusion could be over by understanding that something is happening to you. Just wait and see, give it a chance. There's no way we can bind you to Sahaja Yoga, because there's no mesmerism on. This is another innately a problem with Sahaja Yoga. Second problem, I should say, is that you are too free to do what you like. Absolutely free. There's no binding force except that you feel the love of your mother. Supposing you are not feeling the vibrations in your hand, there's no way of binding you down to Sahaja Yoga, nothing. We just advise, go ahead, it will work out, let it work out. There is no fees, there's no registration, there's no compulsion, nothing. It's your own free will. If you want to stick on, you can stick on. If you want to go away, you can go. There's no force on you of any kind. There's no registration of your names with some fees or anything. I mean, you are not bound to pay anything. If you pay something, then you feel, all right, I've paid for it, so go through it, whatever it is, good or bad. Supposing you go to see a plane, it's a horrid play, but still you say, all right, I've paid for it, so let me go through it. But that you cannot do with Sahaja Yoga because you have not paid. There's nobody who will force you down. Nobody will go on telephoning to you, come along, please come along and all that. So the attitude has to be changed. It is I who has to give. Say there's a beautiful spot somewhere. Now that beautiful spot doesn't send an invitation card to anyone. Everybody goes there. But if you have not yet discovered the beauty of Sahaja Yoga in that way and have not enjoyed it fully, you will have to go again and see for yourself. It is a deliberation on your side, not on the side of the Sahaja Yogis or Sahaja Yoga. It's not going to fall at your feet. That please come to Sahaja Yoga, please donate something, nothing of the kind. If you come, you are welcome. If you don't come, welcome. On the contrary, you will be surprised there's more rejection than acceptance in Sahaja Yoga. That's also innately built. I've seen some people who are very insincere type. They just go out of Sahaja Yoga like a tangent. There was a gentleman who was very troublesome to us in Bombay, and we didn't know what to do with him. And he just got transferred from there and we got rid of him. So you just go out of Sahaja Yoga like a tangent, and we are saved from the botheration. Because you must understand, if you have problems, if you are not all right, it's a problem for Sahaja Yogis to correct. It's just the other way now. If you understand this, then you will understand the thing, what works out. For example, if I have to cure somebody, it's a problem for me and not the problem for the person who is sick. Now, if the tree has to grow, is the problem for the gardener, not for the tree. So the tree must see to it that it cooperates with the gardener and gets itself developed. If this understanding is developed that it is I who has to gain, It is I who has to go forward. Mother has not to gain for me anything. She wants me to have all my powers manifested. She wants me to grow to it. If this attitude is developed, then you'll work hard to grow and you'll work it out. But on the contrary, you see, at the slightest pretext, if your ego stands up and says, why? Why should I do this? To overcome this hurdle, you see, we have to build up certain stages. That's what Modi was telling me. That you first become thoughtlessly aware. See that silence is established. There are certain things that you do much later. Everybody is not allowed in there. Because truth can be only borne by people who are strong enough to bear it. That's why I'm not going to tell you who am I till you reach a certain stage. Because you cannot bear the light. That's what happened with Christ. They crucified him because they could not bear him. Human beings are like that. They can't even bear an incarnation of love. They can't even bear love. It's too much for them. Even if you give them too much love, they get upset. They get disturbed. They just can't bear it. So you have to build up yourself to come to a certain stage of understanding of Sahaja Yoga. It's a state which you achieve. It's a state. You are not to be certified by anyone other, but it's a state where you will start giving realization to others. And the whole way you will be talking will be in a very different manner, as if you are completely detached. You will say it is going, it is coming. It happens. You will not say my mother must get, my father must get. You will never say like that. Because you will understand the problem of Sahaja Yoga is that it cannot give to anyone. Like the sunshine can shine, it is for the trees to expose themselves to the sunshine and get the advantage of it. The sunshine is not going to run after you all over to see that you get it. Do you see the point is? It will shine the whole day and you take it. But it's not that it will run after you all the time requesting you, oh please get me, have it like that. And this is what one has to understand very clearly, that it is you who has to ask for it and not anybody is going to force on you anything. On the contrary, if anybody tries to say something more, your ego gets like that. So try to be careful. I am very happy to know that also, that in all the ego-oriented societies, I have seen that Sahaja Yoga works like wonders. Because first thing they see is their colossal ego. And that's a very positive point about it. Because once you start seeing this horrible balloon in you, you just start watching yourself and enjoying, oh, Mr. So-and-so, now get along with your ego. You see, it's a very interesting life you start leading. If your ego, you see, is a very good sign. If you cannot see your ego, then there's danger. But some can even see their superego if they are possessed. See, people see how they get possessed suddenly. Because the frequency of possession becomes very little. So that there's a big gap, you see, to see the time when you are normal. And when you get abnormal also, you can see clearly that you are abnormal. By seeing that, you start judging, oh God, I have again been caught up. I am again lost. And you come back to normal. The whole thing becomes a very beautiful understanding of the reality about yourself, and you laugh at yourself all the time. All the time you laugh at yourself and you laugh at everything and you find the whole joke going round, how people are seriously indulging into nonsensical things and how it's such a big joke you have been yourself worrying about.
Let's just take our attention to Sahasrara. Just touching on the Sahasrara with our hand, keeping our attention there. And we can ask, Mother, please let me feel the silence in the 1,000-petaled lotus of my Sahasrara, in the company of all the deities and all the incarnations. Any thoughts coming, just not this thought, not this thought, not this thought. And just touching with your hand on your Sahasrara again. Let me feel the silence of the 1,000-petaled lotus. Let's just slowly open our eyes and again raise our Kundalini. Finish our meditation by raising our Kundalini 3 times. Keeping ourselves in the Bandhan 7 times. That was lovely meditating with you all. And as usual, if you have any questions or anything you want to share, if you're on Zoom, feel free to use the chat line. I will put on a bit of a Zakir Hussain concert. And happy to answer any questions. And I look forward to the next time. It was lovely meditation I had with you all. Everyone together makes a wonderful meditation. I'm sure you're all feeling the same. I'll just get that concert up for you. So while we're chatting on the Zoom, we can have a little concert going in the background. Let's move that over there. It's a bit of a blank screen, but it's good. If you want to comment. Okay. Yes, we will open. Question do that. It's later. Okay. We will do that. Oh, that's so sweet. You felt the difference in your hand. Lovely.